A lot of people want African Americans in the country to be more invested in the election and more interested in the issues. NumbersUSA has come out with an ad that comes at it from an interesting direction. Let's take a look.
I'm tired of the stereotype that black Americans don't want to work. I've worked hard my whole life, but I got laid off, and I've got mouths to feed. I need a job. What I don't understand is why our leaders are going to admit another 1 million immigrant workers next year to take jobs when 3 million black Americans can't find work. I mean, do our leaders really believe that black Americans don't want to work? Let's slow down mass immigration and save jobs for Americans, all Americans, paid for by NumbersUSA.org.
Before we get to the substance of the ad, I just want to say how patronized I feel when somebody who ostensibly has a film crew come into their home to film an ad is like, yeah, let's do this commercial, but I still got to move around some plates and stuff. Dude, come on, stop acting so casual. It's just so forced and so fake.
Look, we have numerous case studies here in the United States where harsh immigration laws have led to farmers not knowing what to do with their crops because they don't have anyone to work on their crops, okay? The jobs that these immigrants are working are jobs that Americans do not want to do. It's that simple. I mean,
for the amount that they're
that they're getting paid. Farmers don't want to pay the workers the kind of salary that Americans expect, right?
Okay, here's the commercial. Hey, why is the Capitol allowing 1 million people from District 12 to come to District 11? People in District 11, we don't have enough jobs. So District 11 people, well, let's fight the District 12 people, not the Capitol. That's what this is about, right?
I'd watch that one. That'd be a good movie. To give you a little bit of context, NumbersUSA, they've had some ads in the past before that have been a little bit questionable. They oppose all new immigration to the United States, not just illegal immigration, but legal immigration as well. They don't want people from Sweden coming in either. They've been labeled a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. And yeah, so a lot of people have a problem with them. I don't very much like the ad. Because it's not just that people won't do the jobs that they're talking about, that they're not geographically distributed over the entire country. They tend to be grouped regionally. And like, so a person in Chicago wants a job, that's fine, but if there's a farm job in Southern California, it's not doing him any favors. Let somebody else come in who's willing to do the job. So anyway, I have a problem with the fact that they put this family up there as you know, to support candidates that aren't going to benefit them.
I don't know too much about the organization, but if they've been labeled as a hate group, I'm curious to see what their thoughts are on the African American community. And are they using an African American family to push their anti-immigrant propaganda?
I mean, this idea that black Americans have to fight against immigrant Americans for the lowest paying jobs. I mean, how pathetic is that and sad? I mean, black Americans and all Americans should be given better access to better jobs, you know, through job training and other programs that foster economic growth, rather than saying, hey, look, there's a job where you can clean toilets or pick fruit, go fight for that job.
Yeah. I mean, that's Hunger Games, man.
Yeah, it is such Hunger Games.
Every day it's Hunger Games.
It is ridiculous that this NumbersUSA. I mean, I just want to do some research into them because they seem like
super shady.
Well, the research you do need to hear, which isn't official, of course, but just look at the ad. It automatically it assumes that the intelligence of people that are going to connect with this proposed family in the ad thinks, oh, the guys that are that are like want immigration to happen in the country are against the black people. Oh, that's the equation I should be following. Yeah, that's it. So, like, they've already shown the level of intelligence they think black folks have in this country. Already, they're going to buy into that skewed equation that they just presented right there.
That's a great point, Jayar. You're absolutely right. They're completely insulting black Americans, saying, hey, black Americans, you want those shitty jobs, don't let those dirty Mexicans take them from you. I mean, that's what they're really saying, right?
Yeah.
They're
probably going to use that in the next one.